Hello my beautiful friends and welcome to Tailor Made Beauty by Kris. Today I'm going to be doing a full face get ready with me. I'm going to start with a primer using the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer, and I'm getting down to the end on this. So it's not, I just got a good pump and a half out, which is great. I know a lot of people love this primer. It is their holy grail, their ride or die. It's been a good primer. Maybe it's going to be one of those things that, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. But although I'm getting down to the end on it, I have not repurchased it. In fact, in looking through my stash, I have so many primers I haven't opened that I really need to use those before I buy any more. So I still probably have another, it's not quite as full as it looks. But I still probably have another couple weeks to maybe a whole month out of that. I'm using Too Faced Shadow Insurance today, and again, this is another one where I'm kind of getting down to the nitty gritty, and again, another one where I have so many more in my stash that I need to use up before I buy any more. If you saw I did a palette purge, I will link that below in the description, where I got out what I thought at the time were all of my eyeshadow palettes. Turned out it wasn't quite all of them. And did the, sorted them into two categories of did I love them or did I give them one more chance? And then of the ones that got one more chance, I used just about all of those and did give them one more chance. Okay, so face is primed, eyes are primed. I am using this Smashbox Photo Finishing Hydrating Under Eye Primer. And this is kind of a deluxe trial size. I don't honestly even remember where I got this, but I do kind of like it. It's lasted so long. I wish I could just buy the little size and not the full size. I'm kind of concerned about how long the full size would last me because I feel like I've had this for at least 6 months. Of course, not using it quite every day, but I run a little extra dry under my eyes and I like how this is working for me. Okay, so today I am using the L'Oreal Infallible Almost 24-Hour Wear, and I have this in the shade 425 Linen. And I have a damp beauty blender, and the way I like to apply this foundation is I just take one pump and I use my fingers, rub it in, avoiding the eye area, saving my concealer for that, just getting it rubbed in, and then I like taking that damp beauty blender to even out the coverage. It also sucks up any excess that I might have so that I get a nice sort of natural looking finish. Okay, we'll go into the other side. And I like my fingers. I like how the warmth warms up the product and works it into the skin. Maybe I haven't perfected using a brush, just not my favorite. And I like using the beauty blender to finish the look rather than apply the foundation. And you see I work it in circular motions. All right, tap it off. Try not to get too much of my hair in there. All right, and the places where I usually like to go back and get a little more coverage, my nose, that likes to wear off easily, and I don't really like using concealer on my nose. I feel that gets a little too thick, and looks like I've used concealer on my nose. So while it gives certainly the desired result of coverage, a little too much for my liking in most cases. And I'm just going to try to tone down the redness in my cheeks with a little extra. We'll do that on both sides. All right, and I think that looks pretty good. I have a little tiny smear left on my hand. I'm gonna pick that all up with the Beauty Blender and just dab down the middle. All right, for concealer today, I have Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Away concealer, and it is a nice tight cap, which is nice because it doesn't dry out. It's got a sponge tip, and I think it was Risa pulled off the sponge tip like you can do with the Maybelline Age Rewind, and just that way you don't have to mess with the icky sponge. And she said, don't do it. It made it a mess and was not the same outcome as with the Maybelline. And I'm just doing kind of 3, 4 big blotches under my eyes. And now I'm going in with a smaller damp Beauty Blender and just pouncing that. At my age, I'm not doing that huge triangle of concealer under my eye. I certainly am not baking. I guess if I wanted to make myself look even older than I am, I would bake. That just doesn't work. What I'm slowly figuring out is applying concealer like that. And let me get you in real close here. And then not setting it. I'm finding setting it is kind of the kiss of death. So, at least for right now, that's what's working for me. Today I'm going in to set with the Dermablend loose setting powder, and this is the original. And I like to just tap some of it, this is super fine, tap some of it into the cap and go in with a nice big fluffy brush. Pick up a little bit, tap it off a bit, and I'm going to hit each cheek, the chin, the forehead, and now come down on the nose. And really just work that powder in. You can see I didn't get a ton of it. I don't want it to be a real overly set, really mattified, powdered finish. I just want to get a nice little dusting down to, one, help the foundation wear better throughout the day, and two, it provides a nice surface for the powders that are going to come after it. Oh goodness, did you see I just had that big line there? Can you see that? Don't know what I did, but okay, damp Beauty Blender. Let's just try to, here we go. That took care of that. I have no idea where that came from. All right, next up is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. I like using this for contour, and I take a medium brush, a little elongated, and pick it up and go sideways and just go under my cheekbone to build a little contour and then bring a little bit up the hairline. Right. So nothing too severe, just a little contour for a little extra definition. So picking a little bit up on the brush and going in with it, working it in, there we go, and then up the hairline, just with what's left on the brush. Okay. And then I turn the brush from being this way to this way, just to sort of buff it in blend it out. No harsh lines, just a little shadow down there. All right, and today it is a very cloudy day here in the Seattle area, but we are supposed to be headed to the 70s. So I'm going to give a little bronze, a little glow to my face. I am using the Hoola Light and my big fluffy Marc Jacobs brush. This was my splurge during the Sephora VIB sale. Working it in there, tap it off, and now up on my forehead near the hairline, working it in, okay, because that's where the sun would hit, giving me a nice glow up there. Picking up some more, going on my cheeks. And this Hoola Light really is just about a shade or two darker than my natural color. And in fact, I think I'm already picking up a little bit of color from the nice weather that we've been having. So I think it's probably time to transition to a different bronzer than this one. But for today, this is working nicely. Just a little extra all over color. Okay, let's finish face while we're doing that before we move to eyes. I have the Jouer Blush Duo in Adore, and these are two really lovely colors. I am going to go in and use Adore this side, Adore Me, to a little bit darker. So I've got an angled fluffy brush and just picking up a little bit and starting so light, super light pressure, and then coming up to the apple of my cheeks. And now a little bit more pressure and blending that color in. I use that super light pressure because I don't want to deposit all of the color in one area. So super light, going back and forth, and then hitting the apples, and then now kind of putting it in and blending it in. Oh, what a nice summer glow that is. I really, really like that color. Now today for eyes, we are trying something new. I got the Wayne Goss eye set. Was waited so long for Beautylish to get this back in stock, and they finally did. These are not cheap. These are $130 for 5 brushes. So that's $26 a brush. So $26 a brush for a high-end, really high-quality brush, not bad. And you get, they're numbered, so the numbers don't mean anything. And Wayne's a big proponent of use a brush for what you need it to do, not what somebody intended it to do. So here are 2 smaller brushes. One's longer than the other. So I guess what that means is you get a little more control with the shorter one, a little more precision placement, and a little more sort of free-flowing with the bigger one. And then, just like there's kind of a big and a small version of that on these bigger brushes. Give me a moment while I'm getting it out of its protective plastic sleeve. Good grief. Okay. I clearly didn't think it would be this hard. There we go. To get a brush out. And, oops, this one. So those first 2 were the number 20 and the number 19. And the 20 was the smaller of the 2. And now I'm attempting to show you the number 17 and the number 16. So these are kind of what I would consider crease brushes. But again, we have kind of a bigger one, probably good for blending out, and a smaller one that you could use for applying or for blending on a smaller area. And last but not least is the number 18, which is I probably should have gotten these out before. Very sorry. Number 18, which is a flat brush, like a shader brush, like for applying color. And you may know that I am doing an eye palette a week to kind of really get to know my palettes, really use all of my palettes. So this week it's the Marc Jacob Scandalust palette. And so I am going to start with brush number 17, and I am going into this color here, At the Office, and I'm going to try that in the crease. And I am really going to try to stay on camera. I know oftentimes when I do these eye looks, I disappear off camera. I am so sorry, and I'm working on that. In fact, maybe I'll use the mirror on the palette so I stay on camera. All right, and just going above the bone, above my natural crease. And yes, this, oh my gosh, this brush is really nice. I used this palette yesterday. I used this color in the crease, and with the brush I was using yesterday, I had to work much harder than this to get this to blend out as nicely as it is with this Wayne Goss brush. Wow. All right, and the other eye. And this is real nice. This color is, you can see, it is not it's not a dark color. It is just a shade or two light, or darker, excuse me, darker than, I'm sorry, I am just agog at how wonderful this makeup, this eyeshadow is going on with these brushes. These are definitely the nicest eye brushes I own. Clearly, this was a big splurge for me. And I think it's a little bit of love at first use. Okay, there's my crease. And let's do, I'm just looking outside. It's cloudy, it's gray, so I want something warmer with more pizzazz. I am going to go in with They Call Her. And let's use that number 18, that flat brush, and pick it up, tap it off, and that I'm going on the outer 2/3 of my eyelid. Okay, this is what's hard for me when I do my makeup. I wear contacts, and my vision is corrected for something called monovision, which means this eye does distance and this eye is not nearly as corrected, which means I can still like read a menu and read a book without having readers. But when I'm doing this eye that is my close-up eye, when I have that closed to do eyeshadow, I can't see boo. So it's a whole lot of muscle memory. So I do try to get it open a little bit. And then it's a little bit of surprise when I open it up to see what exactly I got. Maybe some of you can relate to that. All right, let's try the side where I can see. And again, so I haven't used this color with a brush, but I really like how this is going on. And since it's a shimmer shade, a lot of times I'll do shimmers with my finger or get a wet brush to get that intensity. And I'm really impressed with the intensity that, that this brush maintains. It's very nice. Okay, let's see, we've got that going. Let's try, gotta hang on to it. Let's try this darker shade, That's Why, and go in with that little number 20, the smaller pointy brush. And what I'm going to try to do is darken up the outer third of the crease. You can see I'm just going along the upper edge of that lighter color that I did in my crease color. And now I'm going to bring it down, making that 7 or that C outside here, connect it down to my lash line. Okay, and that will need some blending out, which we'll do in just a moment here, but let me do the other side. Okay, again, the outer third at the top of where I put that lighter color, and now connecting down, darkening up the other outer color down to the lash line. And let's use that big fluffy number 16 and do some blending. There. Oh, yeah. That's nice. Both the eyeshadow and the eyeshadow brushes are quite the win today. All right, there we go. All right, and I should probably say, you do not have to have the Marc Jacobs palette to be doing this eye look. If you like the colors, maybe you already own something that's similar, something with some brown, some taupes, some shimmer, rust, orange colors, or maybe you do it in colors that you have that you like. You've got a pink shimmer and you've got purples or whatever. The technique and the placement are one thing, but it's kind of like paint by number. You fill in what you want to fill in. Okay, let's get under the lashes, and now I have the number, actually, let's take that same number 20 that I just did that darker color with, and now I'm kind of going in more just tapping, and I'm gonna go, and this is where I really disappear off camera, under my lower eyelashes. So I'm trying to stay on camera now, and just dragging it outer 2/3 and connecting it where I had it up above. Okay, and we'll do that on this side, under the lashes. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to take that number, the 16, the big fluffy blender, and just sort of smudge that out under the eye so it's a nice soft look. Blend it out a little bit where I put it in. There. Oh, I like that. Okay, so I've got mascara and lips left to do. I am not doing tight lining these days. I am taking a couple weeks off of that. I get this condition where my right eye tears a whole bunch, and it's because I'm getting a little bit of dry eye. And the three things that contribute to dry eyes, meaning your eyes aren't producing enough tears. One, tight lining, because it blocks where the oils that lubricate your eyes come out. Two, waterproof mascara. Again, it's not letting your eyes breathe. And then three, using any kind of retinol or Retin-A product around your eyes. As we know, those products are very drying. That's why we have to start very low and build up our tolerance. So I had my condition under control and I went back to tight lining, and now I'm still getting some weeping on the right side. So, okay, not tight lining for a while. And in all that talking, I realized I did not do the inner part of my eye. So I am going to go in with Hot Pants with my pinky and just do the inner part of my eye, and then using my finger to blend that out. Okay, And this side too. All right. And I didn't highlight under my brow, so let's take number 19. That's the only one I haven't used yet. And pick up a little bit more of that Hot Pants and just go in under the arch of the brow. All right, and pop a little bit on the inner corner. There, that's lovely. I haven't done my brows. I should have at least brought a spoolie that I could brush them with. I tinted my brows, and there's a video on that, which again will be linked in the description below if you're curious about that. So let's finish up eyes, okay? I really love the Surratt eyelash curler. At least I find on, I always thought, what's the difference with eyelash curlers, really? And I think what a big difference is their shape, meaning what's that curve like? And this curve fits my eye really well. I love this product. Estee Lauder Little Black Primer, my favorite eyelash primer. It's black, right? Because what color mascara do we use? Black. So I don't want white primer. White primer ends up showing up. So this little black, I disappeared again, I'm sorry. This little black primer, it's black and it does a great job. I really like it. And for mascara today, I have the Milk Kush Mascara. This is one of the minis that comes in the Sephora tin, which is a great deal. Oh my gosh. You pay $28, you get 5. You get the milk, you get an Hourglass, Urban Decay, and 2 other ones that I can't remember. And then you also get a card where you get to trade the card in for a full size of any one of those mascaras. The cheapest one is $23, the most expensive one is $29. So in theory, if you liked the $29 one, they're paying you $1 to get some mascara. And I don't know of any drugstore mascara that pays you to buy them. So that's a really great deal at Sephora. Gosh, don't we love what mascara does for us? Okay, let's do the other side and get the primer ready. Also, I don't do false lashes. I have tried, and in fact, I have a video on the magnetic ones, which weren't awful. I think if I could pull off any of them, it would be those, but they feel weird to me because I'm not used to them. And so I just don't mess with them. I don't have a problem with people that do. I do think that they can be done well and look gorgeous. They can also be done poorly and look like a spider crawled up and died on your eye, but I don't mess with them. All right, so finishing off this side. And yes, I think any of us that do mascara online for your all are very brave, because don't we just make the silliest faces when we're trying to move our lashes out of the way and get mascara done? Okay, voila, wow. Great mascara. Okay, okay, looking down, I realize I was gonna do some highlighter. This is Becca in, what color is this? Shimmering Skin Perfector, Moonstone. This is Moonstone. All right, and I've got a nice highlighter brush. So just running it along the top of where I put the blush. Oh, yes. Nice little shimmer there. And this side. All right, and then some finishing powder. It Bye Bye Pores Pressed Powder. For some reason, I like the formulation on a pressed powder better than the loose version of this. I don't know why. I feel like I have more control for some reason. All right. And I like finishing powder. It just kind of softens everything, gives it a nice finish, the finishing powder, okay? And I didn't bring it to the studio. If I had my Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray, I would give myself a few sprays of that. And last but not least today, lips. I am going to line with Makeup Forever in shade Whatever Walnut. Okay? So, oh, oops, colored outside the lines. And you know, for me, lip liner is a little bit lining what's there and a little bit lining where I want it to be. Again, sorry, try to talk while you're lining your lips. Okay, lined, and we're going to finish it with the Charlotte Tilbury in Dirty Dancer. And this is a lip gloss. I cannot abide by liquid lipstick. There, oh, such a pretty shade. I feel like that should be a drinking game. Every time a YouTuber influencer says pretty, everybody takes a shot. That would make for some very drunk people. Okay. Voila. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed it, you can let me know by giving it a thumbs up. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. If you are not a subscriber, and I know there are a lot of you that watch me that aren't subscribers, and I do really appreciate that you watch, but I am desperately trying to get to 100 subscribers so I can get a custom URL. So if you have not subscribed, would you please consider doing that? It really does mean a lot to me. Thanks everybody, and have a really fantastic day.